just so people know maybe just very quickly what People Before Profit is, it was established in 2006. It was established as a grassroots movement, basically not in the image of the usual political parties, which they collect a lot of the power at the top. And we felt that if you were going to have a real democratic movement that would reflect a supposedly democratic country, it should have power from the bottom up, really. And the main policies really were against the idea that the country didn't have enough to provide for everybody. So a lot of families know this, but even during the supposedly, the great boom of the Celtic Tiger, lots of families went hungry and all the rest of it. Like, I was looking up some statistics, and it was saying that at the height of the Celtic Tiger, you still had about 16% of children going to school hungry on a regular basis. That's hidden behind closed doors, and people are, there's a lot of shame around poverty and all this kind of stuff. But we knew there was a lot of people out there who were, struggling through the Celtic Tiger. And so we felt it was a good opportunity to set up something that would fight for local services, fight for people's needs, on the basis that there is enough resources in Ireland, but they're not being distributed the way they should. That was really where we were coming from. And we cut our teeth in campaigns in Dublin around bin charges, around property charges, around school closures, around losing schools in deprived areas, that kind of thing. And people got involved locally in campaigning and so on and so forth. And I suppose the elections come out of that process because we feel that it's important to offer ordinary people candidates who have principles based on people's needs coming first, not profit. And also personal integrity, that it's not just a means by which you ask other people to give you a vote and then they run off with all the collection of all the votes and use them for your own interests, So we believe that it's about putting people's needs first, but also a politics where people themselves get involved. It doesn't mean that you have to be active all day, every day, but that you actually start to take a bit of responsibility within your own community for what you think should be there. And just two quick facts. I don't like to bore people with statistics, but often people say about, people who are against the cuts and so on, that they bang on about the bondholders and the banks and all that kind of stuff. But it is important for people to know that the decision made by 8 or 9 people, men, actually all men, on a night in September 2008 has meant that even this year, 9,000 million euros will go out of the country. Not for anything productive, but just to bondholders, just for interest. Not even paying off debts, just on interest alone. Now that to me is an absolute scandal, because that means, instead of hospitals, schools, welfare, mental health services, all the services that were there for all sorts of community initiatives, travellers initiatives, women's shelters, all the stuff that we would actually hold society together has been dismantled. A lot of it has been dismantled and is being dismantled. So what we're saying is, these are political choices being made by a very small elite in the interest of another small elite, and they're using the power of the Irish state to do it. And so, whilst we can't change everything today, we feel it's very important to stand up for a different kind of politics, a politics based on the needs of people, the resources of society used on the basis of people's needs. That's roughly where we're coming from, I would say.